Israeli Navy, with 45 patrol vessels and 5 submarines, is probably not enough to make Iran tremble on the seas. But that's about to change. Israel just got a Dragon. This is the INS Drakon, or INS Dragon, Israel's new 225-foot-long, 2,400-ton, $650 million attack submarine, and the most advanced submarine the country has ever had. INS Drakon was specially designed for underwater surveillance and special operations in the Mediterranean Sea. To traverse the seas with as much dominance as Israel needs, the Drakon is fitted with the most advanced capabilities an Israeli submarine has ever had, including modern propulsion. 3 of Israel's 6 submarines are of the Dolphin 1 class, while the other 3, including the Drakon, are of the newer Dolphin 2 class. The submarines of the Dolphin 2 class are powered by air-independent propulsion systems, AIP systems, whereas Dolphin 1 subs are powered by standard diesel-electric propulsion systems. AIP systems are more advanced and modern. They enable submarines to travel greater ranges at higher speeds and with incredible operational flexibility, all without forcing the submarines to resurface regularly to recharge their batteries, an activity that makes submarines much less hidden than they would like to be. It's the next big thing in submarine building. The most powerful countries of the world are invested heavily in it. China recently unveiled its Type 039A Yuan class of submarines. It is the most numerous class of AIP submarines in the world. In the Type 212A class of submarines operated by German and Italian navies, Germany is also building some AIP submarines for itself and Italy, as it builds for Israel. The United States, UK, Russia, France, and so on all wield AIP submarines. Thanks to the new technology, these AIP system-powered submarines, like the Drakon, can be submerged for weeks at a time and remain extremely quiet below the surface, ready to strike unsuspecting suspects. The Drakon's AIP system produces up to 4,243 shaft horsepower, thrusting the sub to a top speed of 25 knots and a range of 2,800 miles, more than 1.5 times the radius of the Moon. Weapons. Lots of weapons. The Drakon wouldn't be much of a dragon without its firepower, now would it? The submarine is armed to the teeth with an entire arsenal of nuclear and conventional explosives launched by any of the 6 533mm and 4 650mm torpedo tubes. The UGM-84C Harpoon anti-ship missiles, the Triton anti-helicopter missiles, and the Celebrity Popeye Turbo, a turbofan-powered submarine-launched cruise missile with a range of at least 932 miles, are some of the missiles that could find a home in the Drakon's lungs. It is widely believed that the Popeye Turbo missiles can be armed with a 200-kiloton nuclear warhead, providing Israel with a second strike capability as part of its undisclosed nuclear arsenal. One heavyweight torpedo that'll feature in this lineup is the Seehawk Mod 4, an export version of the DM-2A4 Seehecht wire-guided torpedoes originally developed by Atlas Electronic for German Navy submarines. And with the possible addition of VLS tubes, even heavier and even larger explosives that may horizontally be too long to be stored and deployed in the ship's hull may now have a chance vertically. The Drakon's weapon storage has a capacity of 16 torpedoes and mines, a high enough number to rival even America's Virginia-class submarines to a good degree. This huge capacity is thanks to the Drakon's massive sail, more than double the sail of all its predecessors. This means more real estate to hold more weapons. This was initially in question, whether this sail would hold weapons or underwater vehicles or aerial drones or some other intelligence-gathering equipment. But now its purpose is almost confirmed to be more explosives. Israel wants as much firepower as it can get in a $650 million long black cylinder, although other possible uses aren't completely out of the picture. The Drakon is expected to be commissioned sometime next year and take up its spot in Israel as one of the most deterring deterrents in the country. one that compels even Israel's greatest rival, Iran, from taking a shot at Israel. However, should Iran refuse to be deterred and take that shot, the country wouldn't only be up against Israel and a Drakon-led convoy, it would also have the U.S. to contend with, led by American Drakon family equivalent, the Virginia-class submarines. The U.S. and Israel have a relationship that other nations should be jealous of. The two nations have been allies and have defended each other limitlessly for decades. The two nations have partnered to create military equipment that dominate the battlefield today. These include the Iron Dome air defense system, the most popular air defense system in the world, and the Iron Beam, the world's first true laser weapon, both of which were built by Israel but built with the United States in mind. Billions of dollars worth of military equipment have also been purchased from one another, including everything from fighter jets to missiles. The latest of these purchases came in August, with the U.S. approving the sale of about $20 billion worth of tank cartridges, explosive mortar cartridges, army vehicles, and fighter jets to Israel, as the Israel-Gaza conflict rages on. The U.S. also provides Israel with $3.8 billion in annual military aid under a 10-year agreement that is intended to ensure Israel maintains a qualitative military edge over the enemy forces that surround it. So yes, the US and Israel are besties. So whenever, if ever, Iran launches a large-scale attack on Israel, Iran best believe it wouldn't be up against an Israeli fleet led by the INS Drakon attack submarine alone, but also an American fleet, led by a Virginia-class attack submarine. The Virginia-class submarines are easily the most powerful attack submarines on the planet. Nuclear-powered and armed with capabilities that not only drop jaws, but also drill massive holes in targets, the Virginia-class submarines are the ultimate machines built to destroy other submarines. The $2.8 to $4.3 billion submarines are the latest additions to the U.S. Navy fleet, and therefore incorporate the latest in stealth, intelligence gathering, and weapons systems technology. Virginia-class submarines are designed for a broad spectrum of open ocean and littoral missions, including anti-submarine warfare and intelligence gathering operations. The first of the Virginia-class submarines, the USS Virginia, is the first U.S. Navy submarine to be completely designed on a computer. She was delivered to the Navy in 2004, but wouldn't spend much time enjoying her new home, as just 1 year later she would be deployed to support the global war on terrorism, where she showcased her might in bright, indomitable colors. The submarine has a top speed of 35 knots, 40% more than the Israeli Drakon. This is thanks to the General Electric SG-9 nuclear reactor propulsion system that powers the USS Virginia. The American boat also boasts an unlimited range for up to 30 years, a feat that the Drakon couldn't near. With a displacement of up to 10,200 tons, Virginia-class submarines are over 4 times heavier than the INS Drakon. Being a modern warship, the USS Virginia, like her siblings, incorporates several innovations not found in previous U.S. submarines or any submarine around the world. These innovations include the unified modular masts, where all masts share a common design that allows them to be puzzled together into an integrated system for housing, erecting, and supporting the most advanced mast-mounted antennas and sensors the U.S. has to offer, such as the U-shaped large aperture bow sonar, lightweight wide aperture arrays on the port and starboard flanks, a TB-29 towed passive array for rearward detection, and so on. The result of all of these is a wholesome and efficient sensing of the environment that gives the submarines a sense-first, kill-first advantage over the opposition. Each Virginia-class submarine is armed with 65 missiles and torpedoes in total, including the UGM-84 sub-harpoon missile, the novel anti-ship and land attack dual-purpose Tomahawk, and the Mark 48 advanced capability heavyweight guided torpedoes. According to open-source budget documents, Virginia-class submarines could top off this invincibility by being the first submarines to wield high-energy laser weapons. As the Israel-Gaza conflict rages on and enters its second year, forces involved bulk up on weapons and military equipment to get an edge over one another. Their allies, such as Iran for Gaza and the United States for Israel, are getting more and more involved by the second, blurring the lines between indirect aid and direct, as even they begin throwing massive amounts of explosives at the enemy. Massive enough to shake the earth at its core. It's all a cocktail of blockbuster international drama that alters the lives of tens of millions of people around the world. This needs to end. To end it, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.